Greetings ladies and gentlemen, I'm GC Smith and welcome to day 9 of the official Eldritch Moon Spoilers season, and tomorrow we're going to be getting all the spoilers. But that doesn't mean we haven't got any for today, and what we have got today is pretty good. So first up we've got Nouse Constrictor, 1 and a green for a 2/2 snake creature at uncommon with reach, and discard a card. Nouse Constrictor gets +1/+1 until the end of the turn. This is an absolutely amazing card and a callback to a card from old standard season that had basically a very similar ability, except each time you discarded a card it would also change its colour, which was highly relevant at the time. That said, this card is incredibly powerful, especially when you combine it with Madness in the set. The ability to block pretty much anything while being able to do anything you want is pretty good. This card's pretty sweet and will be incredibly powerful in Limited. Probably even more powerful in Constructed, however. This card's just sweet, and if red-green becomes a thing, this is totally going to see play in that deck. Or even if black-green becomes a thing, black-green Madness would also be sweet. Next up we have Wolfkin Bond, 4 and a green for a enchantment aura at common with enchant creature, and when Wolfkin Bond enters the battlefield, put a 2/2 green wolf creature token onto the battlefield, and enchanted creature gets +2/+2. This is very reminiscent of the Knightly Valor, except that was actually better because it gave your creature +2/+2 in vigilance and a knight, which is always preferable. I don't know, it's very hard to evaluate this card. It might be good in Limited, but definitely not anywhere else outside of that. Next up we have Courageous Outrider, 3 and a white for a 3/4 human scout at uncommon with when Courageous Outrider enters the battlefield, take a look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a human card from among them and put them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. This actually really reminds me of a old card from the Goblin decks, Goblin Matron I think, or something like that, which allowed you to fetch Goblin cards with relative ease. Yeah, that was a great card whatsoever. Now, this is going to be really good in Limited. It helps you dig through to find the right human you want. It's going to be incredibly powerful in Limited, yeah. Next up we have Olivias Dragoon, 2 mana, 1 and a black, for a 2/2 Vampire Berserker with discard a card. Olivias Dragoon gets flying to end a turn. Boy, they're going all out to give us these amazing Madness enablers in red and black, aren't they? Just the ability to constantly trigger Madness without it being once a turn, or a thing that turns Madness off itself by very quickly flipping over. Yeah, I really like this card. It's amazing and will definitely see play in Limited, if not in Constructed. Also, it's a common, so Madness in Pauper is pretty sweet. Now that we've got the commons and uncommons out of the way, let's take a look at a few of our rares. Mausoleum Wanderer is a 1/1 spirit at rare for single blue mana, and it has flying. And whenever another spirit enters the battlefield under your control, Mausoleum Wanderer gets +1/+1 to end a turn, and sacrifice Mausoleum Wanderer, counter target instant sorcery spell unless its controller pays X, where X is Mausoleum Wanderer's power. This is a very interesting card, as it kind of goes against what you want to be doing as a Spirits deck. Like, this is an amazing card. It's really powerful, but you kind of want to be casting your Spirits at the end of your opponent's turn, not necessarily during your turn with the whole flash theme. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this works. That said, flashing this in to counter an instant or sorcery sometimes is going to be, again, incredibly powerful. So we just have to wait and see really what this does. I wouldn't be surprised if this saw play, so yeah. Next up we have Working Together, 1 white, for a sorcery with Escalate, and the Escalate cost is tap an untapped creature you control. You have a choice of destroying target creature with power 4 or greater, destroy target enchantment, and put a 1/1 counter on each creature target player controls. This is an incredibly powerful card, and I really hate seeing the fact this says destroy target enchantment on it. There's already enough mainboardable enchantment destruction in the form of Dramoka's Command, and I don't think enchantment destruction should be strapped on to playable spells like this, since it already massively neuters the playability of enchantments. Like, enchantments are unlike creatures, you're not normally running hundreds of them, and when you do run them, they're normally in forms of removal spells, and it's just ridiculous. The fact this also kills big creatures and acts as an anthem is going to make this insane in the green-white tokens deck. Not necessarily sure it has the room to put it in, but I wouldn't be surprised if people tried it out. Next up, we come to Gardez Blessing, a single white mana for a enchantment with you may cast auras and equipment spells as though they had flash, and whenever an equipment enters the battlefield under your control, you may attach it to a target creature you control. This is an incredibly powerful enchantment for single mana. It enables a flash strategy of auras, and I'm already thinking of combining this with another spoiler we're going to come to today to build a great blue, white, and maybe splash green control deck. Like, being able to flash in auras is incredibly powerful. We already have cards like Pacifism in the format, which, while they don't see any play because the format's kind of not in a position where it's good, the ability to flash in auras makes this a lot more powerful. Having flash on a lot of different things makes those cards incredibly more powerful. You'll be surprised at how much change a green change from sorcery to instant will do on a lot of things. But more importantly, that they're all enchantment auras, so they don't get countered by dispel and some other effects. It's really, really sweet. You know, I think this card's going to enable a whole enchantment strategy, and it'll be incredibly powerful to see, or very nice to see, if we manage to get the Throne card, the one that creates angels when you cast an enchantment. I'd like to see that see play again. The fact that blue is finally getting some good card advantage in this set really makes me want to build a blue-white control deck that's all around enchantments and stuff, because it allows me to get some of my old cards back into use in the format. Next up, we have Stunning Regrowth. 3 and a green for a sorcery with return all lands you control, all lands from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. This is an incredibly powerful card. People are already expecting this to see play in something like Legacy Lands, as returning all your lands to play is incredibly powerful. But it might also be possible that this enables a land strategy in Modern. I don't know if actually that would be possible. Land seems to be... So Modern seems to be very fast, and I'm not certain this will actually do anything in Standard, but if this enables, like, incredible powerful and Legacy, this is going to be an interesting card to watch. Next up, we have Heron's Grace Champion. 2 green, white for a 3/3 human knight creature at rare with flash and lifelink, and when Heron's Grace Champion enters the battlefield, other humans you control get +1/+1 and gain lifelink into end of turn. This is an incredibly fun looking card, and absolutely amazing in the human decks as a way to flash in and counter the other human decks in the format. The fact this would also be incredibly powerful in what I would like to consider like a Bant flash and control deck, where it allows you to flash in against aggro decks and gain a lot of life, even without other humans, is incredibly powerful as well. Just a very sweet card that I imagine might actually see a lot of play. And finally, we come to my favourite card of the day, Imprisoned in the Moon. 2 and a white for an enchantment aura at rare. 2 and a blue, sorry, I don't know, so 2 and a white. 2 and a blue for an enchantment aura at rare with enchant creature, land, or planeswalker. Enchanted permanent is a colourless land with tap to add a colourless mana to your pool and loses all other card types and abilities. This is an absolutely amazing card from several levels. First, take a look at that art of them all imprisoning Emrakul into the moon. The one giant hell vault that's big enough to carry Emrakul. Then there's the whole fact that this is a way for blue to actually deal with permanents that have resolved that isn't a huge downside. Yes. And in fact, they can also deal with planeswalkers. Again, yes, I love this card, and I can imagine it will see tons of play. Even better with the ability to give it flash. Yeah, I'm super hyped for this card. So that's the spoilers for today. Hopefully we're going to get a few good rares tomorrow as well, or a few good uncommons to pick out. I will go through the rares tomorrow and highlight a few cards when I get the chance to, maybe after I come back from F&M, so tomorrow's video is probably going to be slightly late, or a lot later than usual, so hopefully you guys can wait out for that. But hopefully, yeah, we still get some good exciting cards for tomorrow, at least in the uncommon slot for the various colours. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.